Alright, let's see here. Just gonna check that everything works before I start the stream. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to turn on the game volume a bit more. Maybe this will do. Alright. Okay. Alright, so what I'm planning to do... Actually, I'm going to turn the music down a little bit more. Probably everything, actually. The music is pretty loud in this game. So what I'm planning to do is the jumping puzzle called... let me find it here. The jumping puzzle called Troll's Revenge. As you can see here, I've actually got everything in this besides this one thing. And I used to play this game back in 2012, and I even made some videos about it, where I did the jumping puzzles. So anyway, if we go into the one I'm missing here, Troll's Revenge, we can click on this one. It'll tell us where to start. And it says somewhere near this waypoint. So we're just gonna, let's see, we're just gonna teleport over there first. I might have to turn down the music more, depending on how it goes. It is pretty loud. So I managed to recover my really old account, which was pretty nice because I thought it was tied to an email I don't have access to anymore. So the fact that I could like get it back was pretty nice. So the character I'm playing on is the highest level character I had back when I stopped in 2012. And obviously a lot of stuff has happened to the game since then. Like people can fly, they have mounts and stuff now, which is interesting. Like, I don't know what the hell that is. Like a crazy winter beetle thing. And I think you can play the game for free. Which is pretty cool. Like, I like when MMOs do that. And then you can upgrade to the 2 expansions for like 30 euros or something. So it's not like it's super expensive to become invested in. And I feel like probably as a returning player, this game will have a lot of value to me, but we'll see. Like I'm planning to play it with a friend and my girlfriend as well. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more. There we go. Alright, so we're like right here in the middle of the bridge, and this is where we start the jumping puzzle. So I did this for a few hours yesterday, like completely blind. Then, because I got lost, I looked up a little bit and figured out you had to get some keys, which, okay, I still have them. So these keys you like pick up along the way, and you need 4 of them. I want to manage to get 3 with how far I got. And I'm a little bit confused as to where I have to go towards the end. So I'll be probably making a lot of bad decisions here, and then, you know, constantly rerunning the whole thing. But I've got most of the beginning down pretty well, so it should be fine. Also, I'm like, I don't remember how to play this game at all, but for some reason the jumping part and like, you know, jumping around on terrain and stuff like that is still like pretty easy for me to do, despite not really remembering how to play the game. Certainly very confusing with a lot of the changes they've made. But yeah, so I'm just you know, basically just rerunning stuff I've probably rerun like 30 times, 40 times already. And we're gonna come up to the first key, this, like right over here. Like this down here is the first key. The first time I actually came to this point, I ended up like jumping on this and then going all the way around. And I ended up like down here and somehow still managed to get onto this massive, I don't know what you want to call it, but like massive, well, crustacean thing, which is pretty funny. But I completely missed this the first time, so so I had to like go back to get that, you know, after looking at some more information about this jumping puzzle. It would have been, you know, kind of shitty to make it to the end and then be missing a key or something. But I will say though, like compared to the jumping puzzles I remember, this one's pretty cool because you're like basically, from what I understand, like you start here and you end like somewhere up here or something. So it's like basically traversing half the city. And just for reference, this is what's it called, Lion's Arch. So. A lot of these things are also like especially these where you're running along the wall, it kind of feels like it's made for smaller characters or something. There's another point like later on that especially feels like that. I'm playing on a low pop server, by the way, which is why you don't really see any people. Like yesterday, there was one person trying to do this jump, but they gave up immediately after they failed for the first time. That's kind of sad. But I will say though, like, if there's more of these like jumping puzzles in the expansions, like I might buy them for that alone. I think, just because it's something I enjoy a lot. But I'm thinking of like starting over completely on a new character on a North American server so I can play with my friends and my girlfriend. Alright, so we have to go this way, and you can kind of follow like these like kind of bridges. I don't know if you want to call them that, but like you can kind of follow those to see where you need to go. So basically we're like going across here, then going up over here, up here, then around this rock, inside it, and then through doing that we emerge like over here, I think, and then up again on the big rock, and then over to a completely new part of the city. So it's pretty incredible, this jumping puzzle, and I just fucked it, I think. Oh no, I got it. And I kind of like the, what's it called, doing these blind. Like, I will look up like guides for whenever I'm like completely stuck, but doing this like blind and trying to figure it out myself is one of the things I really enjoy about this game. Like, even though it's obviously a very casual friendly game, I think it's pretty cool that they have something like this. Oof. They've placed these like nets pretty strategically on the kind of difficult jumps, like that one. Like, oh, let me see if I can even get back up. Alright. You have to get across here, but there's like so many things in your way. Like, I kind of feel like if I could get up here. There we go. Yeah, that makes it way easier. But basically, you can follow the white, whatever that is, on the rooftops, the smoking stacks here, or whatever, chimneys, and the bridges I was talking about earlier. You can kind of follow those to figure out where you need to go. And this one's kind of misleading because you think you have to go along here, but actually you just have to jump onto this one. Because this leads to the fishnet, which they seem to be using to like kind of cut off the way you can go. So I feel like this was probably too easy, they thought, or something. I don't know. But like they completely cut it off. And it's funny, like I've played quite a lot of MMOs, and this one, like Guild Wars 2, has been one I've thought about for so long, only because of the jumping puzzles. This area right here is really terrible. Like I feel like maybe you're supposed to jump onto this, but I'm not really sure. But this is kind of what I was talking about, how like it feels like it was made for smaller characters, and it's not like my character is that massive.
When they're not burning villages, they're starting battles.
I think I skipped a key. Oh no, we saw a key, I just didn't point it out, I guess. But it's on the track, so it's impossible to miss. This one's also impossible to miss. It's a third key. And then I thought you had to go around over here because you can't actually get onto the rock like that, but you're supposed to jump down here. Okay. I have missed that fall once, which is really annoying because you have very little like control over how you fall. This area here, like the main gimmick is that you have to get around the birds, because if you touch them they'll push you, which obviously is not a great thing. And then this part right here kind of sucks. Yeah. Well, that's the first fail already. Let's go back to start again. That's kind of how it's gonna go. Like that area in particular is where I'm prone to fail quite a lot. That's because like some of the jumps are pretty annoying. I do have an idea that like maybe for that section, oh, there we go. Maybe for that section I'm supposed to like jump around the bird instead of trying to go through the bottom like I did. Just because it's like less likely to succeed if you do it that way. I think that like something like this, like these jumping puzzles, is something that other games really could take advantage of. Like I think in terms of like making their like world feel bigger, I think Guild Wars 2 is probably the best example I can think of, besides maybe World of Warcraft. That looks like a giant rabbit or something. What is that? Wow, that's adorable. What the heck? I think people have flying mounts, which would obviously kind of trivialize a lot of these jumping puzzles. But I don't know. Also, something that confuses me a little bit is that this is here. Like, I don't really know if there's supposed to be something over there or if you're supposed to be able to take that route. But it kind of like feels like you're supposed to come from that way, maybe. I don't know. Also thought that you had to go that way, but I think that's a misdirection, although I'm not really sure. It's way harder to go that way and like successfully like make it to the end than it is to go through here. So I'm not really sure. But it could just be that they offer you like several branching paths, because if you do go that way, you can still come over here. So, and you could even like jump onto this one and down to this one and then land over here, which I actually did that the first time. I think like a game like this is something that I think I've kind of been craving for a while, because I used to play, ESO kind of religiously, but it's just it's hard to play a game where it feels like the developers don't care about you, which is shit. Oh wow, okay, that even killed me. But yeah, that's how it felt like playing ESO for the longest time. Like, well, and it still did up to the point that I quit. Where it's like it felt like being an endgame player who cared about like the challenges. It just felt like you were never really listened to, and you were maybe given content once a year. And it's like some of that content would be worn out within a month. So it's like you wait 11 months, I guess, to have 1 month of content, and then for the rest of the year you're supposed to rerun the same content over and over, and that sort of thing just does not feel worth supporting to me personally, which is why I quit ESO a while back. Oh, this guy's still here. It's funny too, like when I logged back on this character, I had like several males. Let me see here. Yeah, like 6 males here, all like happy birthday males, which is kind of funny. Like minor things like that are pretty cool, I think. It just makes you feel like more part of the world, and I guess like more appreciated by the game you're supporting, even though it didn't support this game since 2012. But I feel like, some MMOs like ESO, for example, could learn quite a lot from games like this. Because it's like this game is it doesn't have any of the like predatory what would you call it, like any of the predatory like anti-consumer practices that ESO uses, for example. And they're still able to keep their servers going, and they've got a lot of servers, like hundreds of servers, it feels like, and they're able to keep them going despite like having a very pro-consumer like setup. Like, for example, let me just give a quick example here. Like, they have a cash store, which most MMOs have that now. I guess all MMOs. If I wanted to buy something, I could use real money, but I could also exchange like game currency for gems, or the other way around. In ESO, you could technically exchange real money for in-game currency, but not the other way around, which creates this really shitty system, I think. And then on top of that, they have like the loot raffle boxes and stuff like that. It's just not something I wish to support, and I feel kind of terrible for supporting it for as long as I did, just because like the whole thing for me playing ESO was that I always hoped that the potential they had would be seized upon, and they would make it better than it was, and fix all the mistakes that they clearly had. And for the amount of time that I played, they very rarely fixed any of the mistakes they had. And like when they finally implemented something, it was 4 years after people stopped caring about it. And then the way they implemented stuff would be really poorly designed. Oh, we got another guy here. Although I don't know if he's doing the jumping puzzle. So yeah, it's like basically what it comes down to is that I quit ESO because it stopped being fun for me, and it hadn't been fun for several years. But I was still supporting it, which felt kind of terrible because it was so like anti-consumer and predatory in the ways they tried to earn their revenue, I guess. And saying that, I don't know if I'll be playing this game a lot. Maybe not. I play a lot less than I have in the last few years. But I will say I'm hoping that the future brings better MMOs to the scene, because even though it's sort of a dead genre, it's one that's like extremely beloved by everyone, you know, who's played MMOs before. So I don't know. Hopefully, like, more studios realize that and things are made to be more pro-consumer and be something that people are willing to invest their money into. Because clearly, like, this game is still alive, despite it, you know, to me at least from the outset, seemed like it was kind of dead. But, you know, it's thanks to the community that seems very grateful to the developers. So that kind of loyalty can really, I guess, it can really, like, benefit you as a developer. Because if you have loyal players who you're constantly rewarding, you know, and being respectful towards, you know, that kind of stuff can keep your game alive far beyond its expected, you know, lifespan. So just food for thought, I guess. Alright, we're back here again, finally. Alright, let's see if we can not miss the basket. Nice. I will say though, like, if I am getting into this game, you can probably expect more streams and maybe some videos. That almost went poorly. Not even sure how this kind of rope can support the weight of my character. Yeah, so I was thinking maybe I could jump back onto, you know, that part next to the bird, but it just seems a little bit sketchy. Ah, I made the exact same mistake again. Well, back to the beginning. I swear I've made it past here. I'm just gonna have to, like, think about how I approach it, I think. I keep bonking my head on the top, which is a little bit annoying. Well, that looks cool. So I guess this guy's level is like 300 or something. God, that is really nice. I think my level is like 80, which, if I'm not mistaken, 80 was the top level back when I played in 2012. And now it's not even 1/3 of the max level, I guess, which is kind of cool. I will say though, like, for how old this game is, it looks really nice. It definitely has like a very Asian aesthetic to it, I think. Like, it looks a lot like several like Asian games I've played in the past. But just the way they do the environments is really pretty. And I really like this kind of like texture where it's like partially realism, but still like cartoonish enough in the way that, you know, it has a longer, like, what's the word I would use for this? Like this kind of like graphics, like it'll not age as much as something that tries to be realistic. You know, like a game that has taken that premise to the extreme is, it's like World of Warcraft, for example, with their cartoonish style. Like, granted, it obviously looks pretty outdated now if you go to the early zones, but like overall they've kept that aesthetic going more or less since the beginning, with like alterations made obviously, but like still keeping the essential aesthetic the same. So I don't know. I'm mostly just talking to fill the silence, I think, since a completely silent run might be boring. I don't know. It's also just like a way for me to, I guess, like, vent a lot of the thoughts I have and the frustrations I have, which I don't know if people will indulge me in doing that, but you know, it's my channel, I can do what I want, I guess. But look at this, like it just looks really nice. And one thing that I forgot about this game is that they have the underwater swimming, or diving I guess you would call it, which is like something a lot of games are missing. Like, you know, games are usually like, you know, MMOs like this are usually, you know, pretty three-dimensional, but then they lack the whole dimension like below the surface of the water, which you can really use that like in many ways. And I always thought it was weird that like a game like ESO didn't have that, just considering how big of a feature it was in the single-player Elder Scrolls games, like the Slaughterfish Cave in Oblivion, for example, and some of the hideouts you could only access through water caves and stuff like that. I think, I'm not sure, but I think like this game even has like a whole like city under the water, from what I remember, which was pretty cool. Ah, come on. These jumps are pretty tricky. There we go. Because you need the correct elevation to even be able to, you know, to get onto it. But we're almost back to where we were before. This part's arguably not that difficult, but the part inside the cave is kind of annoying. Certainly where I've like failed the most, I think. Oh, almost walked off. Like, I feel like they intentionally put the plants to like make it really precarious. Like you can't see anything. And we're back here again. Okay, let's see. In the basket. So I'm trying to think here if there's a better way to approach this. Like, every time that I've gone past this area, I've gone through the way that I failed to get through twice today already. But it's like I don't think you can go through there, so I'm just gonna... There we go. Okay. This part confused the heck out of me initially, but then I realized you have to like land on this plank here. Otherwise it's literally impossible to get up here. And once we're across this beam here, we enter into a cave where we're kind of like safe from falling and failing the entire thing. It's like if you fall in here, it doesn't matter because you just fall back down to the bottom of this cave here. Which, I mean, it's cool that they have that, but like for this particular like jumping area here, it's not really necessary. But I'm kind of glad that it kind of takes the pressure off a little bit for at least this part. I would jump around here. This one seems really precarious as well, but it's actually not really that bad because most of the jumps have like nets beneath them. And you just kind of like get in the baskets and then jump. Yeah, fairly easy. Here it's a little bit confusing, or maybe misleading should be the word. But like you kind of think you have to go this way, but in fact you have to go across the rock. Or the mountain, I guess it would be. I suppose this qualifies as a mountain, perhaps. I think there should be like a, yeah, here, a lost rat. The rat looks at you with concern in its eyes. You get the feeling it's lost. It's kind of random. And here you can kind of see what I'm talking about in terms of like the path you have to take. There's a bridge over here that I haven't managed to get to yet, but it goes across, and then there's something here, and you go up here, and then across again, and then continue that way. But we're kind of nearing the point where I haven't gotten further. Hopefully I won't fail it this time. But you can again see this is a marker of where we have to go. The smoking chimney is another marker, I guess. This jump here is a little bit annoying. It's kind of difficult to sometimes land on top of that second one. And then there's a kid over here, I think. And then we have to do a jump here around this edge. At least I think so. This is the part that I'm not really so sure about. Now this seems like it's impossible to get past, which I initially thought, but you can actually jump around it pretty easily. And then you get to this part here and you jump across the smoking stack. Or chimney. I keep saying stack, but it's probably a chimney. And then, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I have to go across this way and then over here. And then somehow get onto this roof. Because there's no way to get up from this side. And going this way achieves nothing either. So it's been a lot of like trial and error for this part. For me at least. Oh, did I just screw it already? Oh wait, no. Oh, okay. I'm good. I thought for a second I screwed it. So you can go this way, but there's a fishing net in the way. But I'm fairly sure you have to go on the other side here. Oh shit, okay. Oh god. Did I really just get stuck? Please. Oh my god. No. No. Oh, that's not cool. Whew, okay. Man. That would have been a friggin' shitty way to have to restart. This part here is kind of nerve-breaking. Like, I don't know if I can get on the rope, and I know if I jump, I'll bounce my head against this. Okay, whew, made it. So I'm fairly sure I have to go this way. Question is just, do I have to go up here? I don't even know if I can make that jump. Oof. Like, I feel like I probably have to because there's a net below. Oh shit. Alright. I got this. I got this. There we go. Ooh. And then there's another smoking chimney here. So we obviously take this one up here. And then let's see. Ooh, I don't know if I have to go across there. See, this is the part where I'm like really confused. Because I don't really see any way of continuing that way. And I don't really want to fall here. So I'm gonna just check this way first. Okay, I can't really jump over that one. But I don't... See, this is very confusing. I don't know if I'm supposed to go this way or not. There's like a small area down here. I feel like if they hit a key, like the fourth key that I'm missing, you can see I've got the first three. The fourth one might be hidden, or it might just be on the path like the other ones. The thing is, like, I could go this way. I just don't know. Like, it's pretty hard to tell, but like, I'm sure I have to go this way, which means I have to go around, perhaps. No, because there's fishnet there. Oh man, this is kind of confusing. But you know, that's part of what makes it kind of interesting as well. A lot of trial and error. Definitely not this way though. I think we're gonna try and go back to where I was. I have to somehow get up here though. I don't think anything comes of going this way, right? No. Guess I'll just have to go for it. Oh, here we go, okay. It's showing us the way. And we have to make one of these aggravating jumps again. Okay, I see, I see. I see, okay. Yeah. This is starting to make sense. Then we walk this back up here. Ah, okay, I get it. This is how we get onto the roofs then, right? Or not? Oh, okay. I have to go across. Okay. Okay, maybe I can't get up there, so I have to use this one. There we go. Ah, finally, okay. Oh boy. Yeah, I've been, like, this particular area here I've been stuck on quite a while, yesterday. It's cool to finally know where I have to go. So I think we came over here, and then we jumped down, let's see, we jumped down here, and across, down here, and then jumped over here, up and around, and then like the back and forth to get onto the roof. Okay. And then now we have to go up here and then across. Still wondering where the fourth key will be. So I have to make sure to look around so I don't miss it. Oh, we got someone with a flying thing there. Oh, and another one. So I guess the flying mounts are kind of, you know, a little bit cheap for these kind of jumping puzzles, because you can obviously just kind of cheat your way. Oh, that's okay. That's tricky. Oh, okay. I get what you have to do. Okay, I think they want me to go right, but I can save time by trying to go left instead. At least if I can get it to work like it did before. Okay, I can't. Come on. No, alright. Okay, it's kind of just... Oh, it was kind of just letting me walk on it. Man, that's a difficult jump to make. I'm just gonna try and do it from this way again. That worked. Okay, and then this jump here is gonna be a pain in the ass. Shit. Yeah, I'm not really getting enough height on that jump, I think. No, it's like, it's a pretty difficult jump to make there. This must be kind of frustrating to watch, I think. It's kind of frustrating to do. Ah, god dang it. I keep overshooting that one. And it keeps sliding me down before I can jump, which is a little bit annoying. Alright, there we go. Man, okay. Let me take a breather once I get past this little area here. God dang it. Come on. Come on. Okay. So let's see. Is there a way we can get higher up? No. That's gonna make this jump very difficult. I didn't even jump then. Come on. Just please jump when I click jump. Let's see, so... I felt like I almost had it there. This area is particularly annoying. Like, if I have to redo it again, this area is gonna bother me, I think. There we go. Okay. That first one is definitely the difficult one to get onto. I think maybe the area we're going to is over here. Although I'm not really sure. I think we're going down this way probably. So you definitely don't want to fall here because there's no way to get back up. And then to get up you have to go all the way back over there again. Which would be kind of a nightmare. Safe. Let's see, still looking for the fourth key. Also not sure which way I have to go. If I have to follow the ships or if I have to go up here. Guess we'll find out pretty quickly. Okay, no way that way. Yeah, I don't think it's this way. I definitely don't want to fall down there trying to jump on that thing. It's just, what do I achieve by going that way? The only thing I'm worried of is taking the wrong path and then having to redo everything again. Because that's kind of what I had to do with the other area that that we just cleared. Okay, I'm assuming it's going to be this way. So, we'll see. It's got the smoking chimney at least. Okay, definitely no way back now, I think. Oh, okay. So far, so good, I guess. Still want to keep an eye out for the fourth key. Dude, this whole area is super convoluted. It's like little houses and everything. It's funny though, like without a flying mount, getting here is like 15 minutes. Okay, can't go that way. But I suppose like areas like this are pretty cool to like, I don't know, hang out with your friends or something. Okay, so actually if we'd fallen down here, we might have been able to get over here anyway, and then get back up. It's good to know, in case that happens. I don't think I have to go that way because there's that thing in the way. My the cord to my mouse is being kind of annoying. Okay. So there's a line that goes from there, but I think we can jump across. Oh, okay, we have to go up there. Alright. Starting to make sense, finally. We could even go in here, if we so wished. Although the point to it, I do not see... No. Still wondering where they're gonna hide the fourth key, though. Where's that? Oh, okay, I guess there's a building right next to this. Okay, so I think maybe we go onto the roof from here, and then we have to do this jump like this. Like that. And then cross here. And then if you fall down, you go back up again. It's good to know. Then we go this way. I see the smoking chimney there. I feel like... Oh! Oh. A random player. I don't think I have to go down, but I feel like maybe we could take like a shortcut like earlier if we just jumped down. So I'm wondering how this one works. Okay, I feel like maybe I can make that jump. See if we can we stand on these? Oh, we can. Okay. There we go. So now what? A random house here. Chairs of the world. Chairs, cherries. Okay, that's. Cherish the chair. It's kind of funny. Oh, you know, maybe I have to go that way. But let's check upstairs first. Oh, that's a player. Okay. What do we gain from going up there? Is there anything to gain? No. Okay. So I'm gonna go back downstairs again. And then we cross here, I think. Like, it's certainly a pretty cool area that you have to go through. I'm just wondering... Okay, you can't jump up there. Wondering if, like, you know, I'm taking my time because I want to find the fourth key. But I'm wondering if it's even in this area. I think maybe... Oh, I see. Okay. Kind of don't really want to... I mean, learn how to do it by watching people in front of me, but, you know, take the help you can get. I think maybe we have to go that way, though. But let's see. Oh, okay, this is where, if we took the stairs up, we could get to. Okay. But probably we have to go across to this area. Okay, I'm sensing a jumping puzzle here. Okay, okay, I see. This is actually where you return to if you fall. Okay. And then I didn't even notice this one. Oof. You do not want to fall down here. That would be particularly sour, I think. Oh, that guy's cheating. Caught it live. Dude's cheating with a mount. Let's see. I don't know if I can make it to that one. Oh, there's the fourth key. What else did we get? Nutmeg. That stuff doesn't matter. Alright, so let's see. I think we go up here, and then... yeah. It's kind of cool having people here now, because yesterday when I was doing it, it was all by myself. Granted, it was also like 3 or 4 in the morning, so... I do like that they have areas like this where... sorry. They have areas like this where you have to do pretty precise jumps. And instead of forcing you to go all the way back to the beginning, they reset you within this tiny area. So even though you do have to backtrack, it's not all the way from the beginning, which would be pretty awful, I think, having to do that. Obviously those guys made it already, which is fine, I think, because then they'll go further on ahead and we won't kind of be spoiled as to how we have to pull off certain jumps. But I get the feeling that I'm pretty close to hitting the end to this jump puzzle here. But it's probably like a total of like, I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours of trying, I guess. Ah, I jumped that too early again. Oh, 1 second. I have to unplug this. I was leaving my phone to charge, but I don't really want to overheat it accidentally. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Let me also open a window a little bit. Okay. If I do manage to beat this within the next few minutes, I'm gonna go see if I can do one of my favorite jumping puzzles. Ah. And maybe if I end up playing this game... Ooh, that was close. If I end up playing this game with my friends, maybe I'll do like a stream where like several of us are trying to do jumping puzzles. Because there's some that I remember being really difficult. Certainly the most difficult one was the Halloween tower, where it's like you have a timer, sort of. Ah, man. You have a timer to kind of make it, and the jumps are extremely precise and difficult. That one was like, I think me and someone else I played with at the time, I think we spent like 6 hours trying to beat it. But it's like, you know, when you do these kind of jumping puzzles that are extremely difficult, it's a really rewarding feeling when you finally like beat a difficult section, or you what's it called, you conquer the entire thing at the end or something. Okay, I think probably have to go around here. I get the feeling if I miss a jump in this area, I'm probably pretty screwed. Oh, okay, we have some people here. Young herbs. I mean, I probably don't need to gather these. But the whole gimmick of this thing, like if we click on it here, discover the hidden route to the troll's farm. So we're going to a farm. That's the gimmick of this one. Okay, here's a particularly cruel jump. Wait, is this it? I think this is it. Oh, I need to complete the key. Okay, we combine these. Master key.
How very satisfying.
There we go. Oh man. Roland, who is super dead. Okay, so let's see. We got rare unidentified.
Rare treasure.
Okay, and crystals. Like I don't remember what you use all this for. But that was pretty cool. Like I know for a fact that it didn't reward you stuff like this in the past. Like it used to be pretty crappy stuff. But these are both like around my level. And then both of those guys just fly away. Fair enough. I wonder what's down there. Like, you know, whichever way I go, I'm pretty sure it's certain death. That would have been a terrible jump to miss. That one at the end, because that would have been, you know, complete reboot because you missed the very, very last jump. Alright, so the one I wanted to do is the one called Morgan's Spiral. I've actually made a video about this 8 years ago. But this one's really fun. But it has a, how would you call it? There's a requirement to be able to start it, which is that the plant in the middle has to be alive. And it depends on like this event that happens where it's like under attack. I think maybe they're actually doing the event. I don't know. Anyway, we're just gonna try and do this. It's technically 2 jumps, or 2 jumping puzzles. But this one's a lot of fun as well. Let me change the title real quick, actually. I think it was Morgan's Leap, right? Isn't that what it's called? Griffin Rook Run is a really good one as well. Yeah, Morgan's Leap, okay. But this one's one of the first jumping puzzles I did in this game. It's a lot of fun. And it's still one of my favorite, I think. There was one in the PvP world that was pretty good as well. I remember this part being a little bit tricky. Well, so far so good. Falling from here would be kind of terrible. Oh yeah, you can actually see the event just started. Defend the Silvari Tower from the Risen. So if we fail, we're just gonna take part in that event to make it not die. But we made it. Let's see if there's anything good in this.
I want that.
Oh, they give me more rare stuff. can't use that, I guess. Enchanted metal scrap. Or, oh, map scrap. Interesting. It gives you quite a lot of nice things for this now. I remember in the past it used to be pretty terrible stuff, which was definitely not worth like the effort you put into them. But this is quite different. And now this goes on to become let's see. I think it's called something Reverie. Oh yeah, here. Dark River. I don't know how to say this. Reverie? I don't know. It's kind of an annoying thing because you have to fight these plants that like knock you down and stuff like that. I don't really remember like the combat that well, to be honest. Okay, I do have this button right here, which I guess a disability that I guess makes me invulnerable. Either way, let's continue. Oh, whew. Don't want to fall here. But it's kind of funny, like you can only do this jumping puzzle. Let me actually do something. You can only do this jumping puzzle if you do the one before it, which is kind of cool. Hold on. That's this one. Oh, I can't do it because I'm in combat. The thing as well is that when these guys hit you, they slow you down. Oh, there's also kind of a mini boss thing down there. Alright. I think the bow might be a little bit more useful here. Let's see. Well, somehow made it out of that alive. At least if I can defeat this thing. Alright. So let's see. Okay, I think we have to go over this way. Just have to be careful here. Oh my god, okay. It's only fighting a bunch of hounds or something. Okay. This one's not like particularly difficult. It's just more the fact that you have to be careful of the enemies, because if they slow you down, you'll miss certain jumps. I think maybe we can obstruct it. Well, we can hit it with a few of the attacks. kind of like I can still remember the path you have to take even after all this time. I mean, granted, this one's not like super convoluted like the previous one we just did. But yeah, it's still kind of funny that after essentially 8 years, I guess it's technically 7.5, but after all that time I can still like remember these things. Okay, I guess not as great of a reward as the previous one. Oh, I see. Okay, so this one's actually, it's part 3 of 4. I thought maybe it was 3 out of 4. Butter. Let's do that. I just need to sell all that, I guess. Alright, that's about it, I guess. I could do another one, but I think it's a little bit late already. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, and then maybe I'll do another stream another day. Oh, you know what? When I logged onto this character, this is actually where I spawned in. So as opposed to the last time I played this game, I actually did this jumping puzzle. That's kind of funny. Like, almost 8 years ago. Anyway, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching.